This biggest conversation. It's the 27th day of November 2024, and good things are happening. Well, a good thing. There are people who have been rained on this morning as they're just seeking to just get out of the house and go to work, or coming from work and going home, or it's chaotic. It's good when it rains. It's also not good when it rains. So do you remember what they say about rain? When something good happens, leo mvua itanyesha. Leo mvua itanyesha. You know why it's raining? Somebody at Kenya has decided, finally had a light bulb moment. You know, when an engineer, and then the bulb in there lights up. At Kenya, there's an engineer whose light just went, and they finally saw the light. This thing here that they had called a roundabout under General Motors, at that interchange, they created a roundabout that was creating traffic. If you look every day from Imara Daima coming up that bridge, it's just chaos all the way, right? They finally realized, no, we can actually make this a U-turn. Guy,
imagine.
who would have thought of that?
That a U-turn could be used. Yeah.
So they did that. Now they've created a U-turn.
There was a U-turn on this road before. Yes.
Now they've created a U-turn lane instead of
A
a
proper
roundabout.
one.
And now traffic is a bit better.
Yes, it is.
Isn't it?
It's flowing.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
How about the lights go on a little bit more?
Oh my God, Kenya.
Question
Who would
is,
have thought that?
Who switched off the lights in the first place?
The lights. I think somebody walked out of the room. They're back in the room. However, this 27th day is the second day of what is going on at Woolworths, which is the Black Friday deal. If you go into Woolworths between today and tomorrow and the other day up to the 2nd of December, you go in there, you'll find what they're calling the Black Friday deals. What does that mean, City?
What it means is this. Woolworths sell very many things. They're telling you, if you actually come to Woolworths, something wonderful will happen.
Yes.
And Eric, of course, took credit for what Woolworth had said. So let me tell you what Woolworth actually said. Woolworth said that during this period, if you buy items, and here, there is no limit. You buy 3. One of those things is free. See?
One of them will be free.
I've even added rhyme to rhythm. If you buy 3, one of them is free. See?
That's what you need to remember, Nate.
3 free.
Yes. And when you say tomorrow, you know, people think tomorrow is limited
Never comes.
to yes, or it never comes. No, it's tomorrow. After that tomorrow, there's another tomorrow. Then after that, there's another tomorrow until the
Second.
Yes.
The 2nd of December.
Yes.
Yeah. Christmas season is here. You do not want to not take advantage of this. Okay, it's Wednesday, and we have decided that Wednesdays we shall be having these finance conversations on how to build your wealth. And our friends at Standard Chartered have said, yeah, let's actually do that. We'll be coming. So, yes, last week we had 2 heads of Standard Chartered. Today we have another 2 heads of Standard Head of Investment Advisory for Kenya and Uganda, and head of Wealth Products for Kenya and East Africa. Okay, so the first one is Kushbu Dutia, who is Head of Investment Advisory, Kenya and Uganda, and Omorero, Head of Wealth Products, Kenya and East Africa at Standard Chartered Bank. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah?
Great. Yeah. It's a lovely day with the rain.
Yeah.
Rains are basically a blessing, so it's
They
a
are.
good thing.
They are a blessing.
Yeah.
And you've come with the blessings as well.
Of
How we
course.
can actually just make our money.
Yes.
Okay. How to invest in these markets and what to think about when you're thinking about investment. So this is where banks are not just telling you bring your money, then they're also telling you let's work together on how this money can work for you. Good thing. City will welcome you with the day's proverb. This week he's been in a kingdom.
Yes.
In the south of Africa.
Yes, we are actually in sub-Saharan Africa. We were in the eastern part of sub-Saharan Africa. Now we're in the southern part of sub-Saharan Africa. And we are in a country that is actually a kingdom. Okay? And the country was called Swaziland. But what is it called now?
It's Namibia now. I don't
You
know.
have done very well. It's not very far from there. Okay? It's good. What do you think, Mr. Umar?
Wow. I can't get the new name of Swaziland.
Swaziland?
Yeah.
Is it Zambia?
No. It's not Zambia.
No,
That's where we are then.
I like your courage. At this rate, you're
yeah.
going to end up in Malawi, but
Switzerland.
It can't be Switzerland. It can't be Switzerland.
Let me warn you for the next 1 hour.
Oh, wow.
yes. And the king, they have a king. Monarchies tend to have
Yes.
kings. This one has a king, and Mswati III. Mswati II, it is argued or said, is the person from whom this name was derived, Eswatini. The proverb. Always taking out and never putting in soon reaches the bottom.
Always taking out and never putting in soon reaches the bottom.
Yes.
Now that's not a proverb you give to a banker. Surely. But Kush, what's your interpretation of it?
I think it's when you think about always taking out. It just talks about the way we spend, right? We always have commitments. We look at always meeting our needs and our wants. That's the basic. When you're looking at differentiating between when you're taking out money and you're like, okay, is it a need? Is it a want? So for me, really, is to understand is how do you make sure that the bottom doesn't happen, right? You always plan for that bottom, never to be empty. So I think when you think of through that, it's all about planning, being able to build on it, and it's really to look at having the backup plan.
It's a very good interpretation.
Good one.
Yeah. For me, the way I look at it is that in life, in whatever you do, as you take out, always be able to fill in the vessel. In whatever you do, is it being in your financials or in general relationship, always make sure that you fill in. Don't be that always takes out, always fill back in. Yeah.
Even in a relationship. Ukiwa dumped, oga, rudi, soko.
Okay.
Nunua suti mpya.
Okay.
Chap.
Yeah.
So Kush Pudutia, Head of Investment Advisory. What does that mean? What do you do?
So part of my role basically is to work very closely with our clients. We have a team. Of course, we have relationship managers within the bank who are certified, trained to talk to our clients. But there's also a specialist team behind them. They call them investment advisors. And they work very closely. So as a client of the bank, you're not alone. You're going to have your relationship manager who manages your account, but we bring in the experts to also give you some insights. And our day job essentially is, even night job sometimes, is to look at where's the opportunity, right? And I think in the investment world today, you've seen a lot of new investment moves coming in. We've got digital assets, which is new. Preferences are changing. We've learned from our clients that even their needs are changing. So the question is, before we went deep dive into return, market, where, we talk about a simple framework. And I know some of our clients have used it. Maybe, it's also available on our website. It's called Today, Tomorrow, Forever. As simple as that, right? So when you're starting your investing, we sit with you, with your relationship managers to understand that goal. And then from that team, from the advisory side, we basically say, okay, you've identified what is your today. What are your needs, your rent, your expenses, your food? How do we help you manage that, right? And prepare a plan based on that. So that pot that shouldn't get at the bottom has a pot, right? The today's pot.
Yes.
That today's pot needs to be filled to meet your today's needs. Then as we move forward with the conversation, of course, we go into, your 3 to 5 year plan. And I think sometimes we forget because life happens. You wake up and you're like, I have an obligation I didn't know about, for example, or an emergency's come in. How do you make sure that you're working so hard, you're building your assets, whether it's you're buying a house, you're sending the kids to school? They're your assets, by the way, right?
Children.
I have 2 kids. And my stress is they're only 8
Those are
and 6.
liabilities.
Okay, I'll not say it on the radio, but that bank account of yours is in the red where school fees come. But the point is that tomorrow is coming for them. We want a better future, right, for the kids.
Yeah.
We work so hard, yes, for ourselves because, we build on it, but the next generation. So that tomorrow and the forever is quite important. And I think because life happens, you forget about it. I'll do it later. So I think for us is to sit you down, and that conversation is not 30 minutes. we sit with you for an hour, 2 hours to really get that right. So that's where investment advisory comes in. It's really to deepen that conversation with you and to help you marry your need to where we can give you a solution to give you a path to meet you in your goals.
Okay. Okay. So, Uma,
Yes.
as head of wealth products,
Yes.
so what do you do? And is your job different? How is your job different from Kush's job?
So
Sounds like she does everything at the bank.
she does a lot of things. So my role from a wealth products perspective is, as we have conversation with clients to understand what exactly their goals, that aligns to the needs that they have for today, tomorrow, and forever, which more or less, how do you transfer that wealth? Is to be able to see what is it that clients are looking at? What are those solutions that clients are looking to help them meet those goals? That's where I come in and be able to craft those products, leveraging on our network being an international bank, be able to see what are some of those solutions that would be relevant to our clients in Kenya, and that's where I come in to be able to craft and develop those products that aligns to the goals and the needs of our clients. Yeah.
You know, when one talks of clients and one talks of relationships, has the banking world ever thought of perhaps coming up with a different name other than client? Because the people I have relationship with, I call them my siblings. There's some I call in-laws, some I call my friends, some I call my business partners. Because, let me explain why I mentioned this word. When I'm thinking of creating wealth, how exactly do I want to be treated by this person who is supposed to be my partner, who is supposed to help me create wealth? What is it that they should refer to me as that makes me feel comfortable about allowing them to create wealth? Because they're creating wealth with my money. Let's just start there, okay?
Yes.
So, what should they refer to me as?
It's actually a relationship that you develop, because when you sit with a client, you sit with someone across the table, and you're talking about your goals and your dreams, you are becoming vulnerable in that particular moment to be able to say, in the next 10 years, this is what I want to do. In the next 20 years, when I transition, this is where I would like the wealth that I've worked so hard for. This is how I want it to play out. You are having a relationship, and this is somebody you talk every single day. So it is a relationship that sometimes you end up having conversations that you might not be able to have with your brother in that instance. But because when it comes to money, it can be a little bit more personal. You want to open up to someone who understands you, who listens to you, and who not only just tell you what to do, but be able to understand what you are looking for and be able to suggest, these are the kind of things that I believe aligns to your goal. So in that moment, you get to develop a relationship. Kush did talk about sometimes the role can even be a night. Who do you think about when you're somewhere and you're stuck? Sometimes it's the relationship manager you have at the bank who will be able to go up and beyond for you. So you end up developing that relationship. It can be dynamic, but if someone that you open up to and be vulnerable to and be able to see, this is what I'm looking for, you do develop a relationship over the period.
See, the uniqueness of Standard Chartered is this. You've actually come out and said wealth. It's not money. We are talking wealth.
Yes.
And we want you to understand that even that little money or that small amount of money is actually wealth.
Yes.
Now, we want you to understand that this thing grows. So you see, so you've invited me into a relationship.
Yes.
And I'm still a client.
I think the word client is, of course, used in a more formal context,
Yes.
but we call it financial partners, right? If you hear our conversations and you speak to any of our clients, some of them might be on the radio, we're really here connected and we want to know about you. We're the therapist, the financial therapist, let's put it that way, right? Because as Orero said, you can't tell your family sometimes about conversations that you want to manage, right? Obligations. And of course, you have commitments. And maybe as an individual, you're trying to build something for the next generation. So for us, it's really, working in partnership. It's as open as you want to be It's not that you are forced into telling me the whole world,
Yeah.
but it's as open as you want to be.
Sure. I think that just segues into now another question is that, previous, and I think we asked this last week, but I think also coming out in a different way is, I think, important. Because previously a banking institution was seen as that. You bank your money, you withdraw it, and thank you, and we're done. But now we've seen the evolution of this, whereby folks are saying, come and let us have a conversation about how you can, grow your money and then manage it onto wealth. Why that pivot? Why has it taken that positioning over the last, few years?
So if you look at it from a Standard Chartered Bank perspective, this is actually what we've been doing over generations. So remember, globally, we exist in a number of our markets for over 150 years. And in this period, we develop experiences where we've had third, fourth generation of wealth transfer. And for those of our clients that we have had serious wealth conversation, you see them growing from somebody having a kiosk, then the second generation taking the kiosk to maybe a wholesale kind of outfit and morphing into companies. Now that's what we're talking about, because when you're having just a transactional relationship, it jumps from one to another. But what we are saying, and what is changing at the moment, when we are talking about wealth, we're talking about you. And when we're talking about your tomorrow, we're talking about your children and your goals and your future. And we talk about forever. We're talking about beyond you as a person, the legacy that you're looking to create. And you could see we've been in this market for over 110 years. And that speaks to what we are looking for. We're looking to be able to build relationship with clients that help them grow as we grow over the long term. That's where the shift is. We want to have a relationship with you that transcends you as a person, goes into your legacy, not a transactional that you do a transaction and we move to the next. That's what we're looking for. Yeah.
I think, just to add to that, what we've seen, there's a generational shift happening on investing. Like traditional investments, your land, when we did a survey or a Kenya bonus survey, our clients, let's not use the word clients, but Kenyans, they've been talking about your tradition is there, your land, your properties, the bank accounts, fixed deposits, but new things are coming up to the next generation. They're looking at foreign currency. They're looking at international investments. You're so connected now.
Yeah.
Everything's on the app, right?
Yeah.
We've seen more savvy investors. They're demanding. They're saying, what more? What more? How can I do it? I don't want to walk into a bank anymore. Can I just talk to you?
Exactly.
Right? How do I communicate? How do you send me information? Right? Information is free now. Yeah. So I think based on those trends, what we've seen is the bank is actually shifting into that mindset. We've, enabled guys on the app. You can access global markets on the phone.
Right.
Yeah.
As much as you like, as little as you like. But we're here to speak.
I mean, Kush, even as you say that, so like investing, when you hear the word, initially, especially if you've never done it before, it's kind of scary, and you're saying, okay, investing where? Putting this money where? So what approach is being taken towards investment, especially now that you talk about foreign currency? People want to know what's happening in this big bad world out there. Can you put your money and it grows into something later? Can you really, little old me now, invest on a global market, So how then do you start to approach that when somebody says, okay, Kush, here I am, I have 1,000 shillings, what do I do?
Yeah, no, I think like you rightly said, so the investing world can be a big mind, because there's a lot of options. I think the first thing is, before we even get to that, we want to know you. What's the plan? Right? Where do you want to go? So I like going back to the framework. It's a very simple conversation. Let's not complicate it. That's not your day job.
Yeah.
Investing, you're not a trader, right?
No.
Your job is to create wealth. You work hard, you park your money. You park your money, let it grow. So I think the conversation is very important for us. And that's how we start. So you'll see, and sometimes we have, customers saying that, look, I want to start. We're like, no. Let's get it right. Let's build your foundation. So we have, access to ready-made portfolios. You can say, I'm an income investor. We've got it for you. You don't have to think about buying, selling, doing all those things. Or you're saying, someone, I want specific US tech.
Yeah.
We have that. So the idea is, first step is we build that foundation with you by knowing your goals. And then we start looking at what are the options within your risk profile. That's important, risk reward. Yeah. And we always start, you have to be disciplined. It's like you want to lose weight. You have to go to the gym. You have to, eat a healthy diet. You have to put in effort. Investing is also an effort, but we'll work with you for that.
You talked about one of the things that you do is looking for the opportunities. First of all, just your job is to look where are the opportunities that then can benefit my clients, right? Yeah. How do you define opportunity?
So maybe if I could take that.
Mm.
So one thing that that we leverage on is from our international network is we have a chief investment officer that sits in Singapore, and we have one that sits in Hong Kong, and we have one who sits in UAE, who is actually a current name in Kenya usually comes in. And from that, they are supported with a number of analysts. They'll be able to see what exactly is happening in the market and what that get crystallized into marketable information that we share with our clients and be able to see, based on what's happening in the market at the moment, this is where we see opportunity in the next quarter or the next year. And looking at that, then how does that sit within your portfolio? So that kind of research that we do is first very critical for us, because it helps us be able to guide our clients to be able to see where does opportunity exist. We got a team that does that. Now that information get packaged, and then from a Kenya perspective, be able to see, for me as Eric, a client sitting out of Kenya, what does that all mean for me? And that's where Kush and ourselves come and have sit down with yourself to be able to see, this is the opportunity we see from a tech world perspective, because there's A, B, C, D that's happening. This is the opportunity from this kind of commodities because of increase in consumption. When you had set your goal as Eric, you said in the next 5 years, next 10 years, this is what I'm looking for. Because of this opportunity, you might be able to change your portfolio A, B, C, D to take advantage of that that we're seeing at the moment. So that research and the support from our global team is really critical to help us be able to share the opportunity with our clients and take advantage of what we see in the market.
But you only look at the financial markets, is it?
We look at the financial market, and not only the financial market, everything that goes around us does affect in investment and wealth. Like now we're talking about floods in several parts of the world, or the demonstrations, or the war that's currently escalating in Ukraine and Russia. That does affect your investment from not only financial market perspective, but also some of the industry that you would invest in. So we just don't look at financial market alone. We look at everything holistically and be able to see whatever is going on, how does that affect you as a client?
No. Omar, will I come and my relationship manager, getting advice from you, tell me, you know what, Eric? Now there are plots being sold in Lamu. Good place to invest.
Now, so when it comes to we will do that if it sits in your portfolio, and because we have got mortgage propositions, there's value for you. We can be able to help you buy ready property, or you love Lamu or anywhere else and you want to build, we got that proposition. And that goes to what we were saying, that what is what's your goal? And because when it comes to wealth creation, it's not only the liquid assets that we talk about, but also even some of those assets like property. They sit in your portfolio because they meet your goals. So if it sits as part of your goal as Eric, and that's what you are looking for, then you can now be able to have that conversation with your relationship manager. Yeah.
This product that we speak of, this wealth creation, the mere fact that you state it as wealth makes it extremely unique. People in your industry don't talk of it in the terms that you do. Now, when you talk of wealth creation, you actually talk of the future. When you talk of the future, the people who represent the future are the youth. Not old crocodiles like myself. Now, what is it that you do with an extremely huge youthful population like ours? How do you get to a point where you interest them to the point where they understand that their financial needs and the future and the building of their wealth, from the point where they think they have none to the point where they can actually grow and become wealthy? What plans do you have for this demographic?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good question. And I think, like I rightly said, is basically we're seeing that trend. We're having more and more, investors coming in from a younger demographic. So a few things we've taken, okay? So from the bank's perspective, we have an arm called Future Makers, right? This is not a product. This is enabler from the bank, where we go in and threefold. One is it's learning empowering. That's where the goal is. And we work with universities or schools to really go and do financial literacy. As simple as that. Budgeting, being able to look at saving plans, right? Nothing to start their journey, even before they start earning money, is how do they plan, right? They can even help their parents. Okay, so that's one arm of it. The second one is we have a lot of demand saying that I want to try, I want to test. Yeah, I've just started working out. So we have so in the framework, we have different types of investors. Let's talk about the young investor. What does that mean? Yeah, somebody starting out. Yeah. Somebody starting out has just got the salary. Maybe they don't have commitments today. They need to pay rent, right? Maybe socials because they go out with their friends, but they want to access investing. Why? Because the market is now connected. They're learning about all these industries. They're working in these industries, right? They want to be part of it. So they can start just their journey in a simple shillingi fund. 500 shillings. Put it away, right? And what we do is, apart from physical, events, we also do virtual webinars. So some of you, those who might follow, LinkedIn, they'll see we do a lot of webinars about information sharing.
Yeah.
And not only that, everything's on our website. Today, like I said, we have two types of investors. The self ones, don't call me, I'll do it myself. I have information for you on our website. Market insights, opportunities, 5-minute podcasts. We also have podcasts. So you have ways that you can enable yourself, but we are also here. So the idea is, as we try and bring the rest of the demographic up, to say, listen, do it in a more systematic way, right? We know trends have happened in Kenya. Plots are one of them, different areas. You've got digital assets. You've got gold. Gold is being found somewhere. But anyway, my point is, be systematic. Go with an institution that you know that you can hold your money for a longer period of time, right? And we're here to empower you. So there's ways we're trying to do. We can do more. I think we can do more.
So just to add on that, and the Future Makers program has really been insightful. And also, so what we are seeing now, if you look at those who are investing, for example, as the Shilingi Fund, over 70% are under 40. And if we see some of the events, and what we're seeing also changing, parents coming for some of those events and tagging their children along, which is really important, that you're seeing parents are starting to involve the children to understand financial management. But also we see them taking a little bit more risk. So they want to take more risk. But the beauty what they have is a little bit of time. If there is volatility in whatever they invest in, they have a little bit more time to recover. But I think what's important for us is them getting the information to understand and to start. And I think that's what's going to change this country of ours. For people getting that, starting to make the decision that for 10 shillings that I have, the 1 shilling I can put away, and that 1 shilling will be able to generate some 10 cents, 50 cents over the long run. And that's what is really critical for us.
That's a good thing. Let's take a break at 24 minutes to 8. We're having a conversation about investment, and this is growing your wealth, investing in these markets. The experts are here. Kushbu Dutia is the head of investment advisory for Kenya and Uganda at Standard Chartered Bank, and Omo Orero is the head of wealth products, Kenya and East Africa. This is how you get in touch with them. prioritybanking.ke at sc.com, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's prioritybanking.ke@sc.com.
SC. Right.
Yeah. And if you get a good relationship manager, I have to keep shouting out my relationship manager again, Judith Odhiambo. Very good. Tomorrow she's buying me lunch. That's what they do.
That's good.
Fixing it like this. To give you that one-on-one personalized service.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I've been with Standard Chartered for 20 plus years. So, yeah, I have seen the differences.
He's your poster child for
Yeah.
Kabisa.
He should be talking.
So now, Kush, it's holiday season. And this is a time where even you, for your mental health, you need to be taking breaks at work and you consume some entertainment content. And we have just the right ones for you. Ndu, tell her.
So certain things that you can hold on to and literally hold on to, Shika Showmax. So you've heard of Showmax, have you
Yes,
not?
yes.
Right. So it's a platform, great streaming. There's so many fantastic local programs. There are two specifically I want you to watch out for. And you can actually go and experience that. One is called Foreplay, and it's about 4 gentlemen who are navigating Nairobi's concrete jungle. And then there's the other one called Black and Blue, and it looks at the stories or the different intrigues around police officers. I'll give more details of that, so if you're listening later. However, a great streaming platform for local as well as other programming. There's sports content, there's documentaries, which CT will call movies. So long as it moves, it's a movie. There are great series that you can watch as well, and sometimes also live sports. And you can do this for as little as 300 shillings a month. And it's great because it's entertainment on the go. Gone are the days where you have to sit in front of the TV,
Yes.
and watch, and you can't move. Now you have your tablet, you have your phone, you can actually carry your entertainment and have it on the go. So showmax.com, you register, you pay, you watch. This holiday, Shika Showmax.
This is the Situation Room. The only way to start.
If we just gloss over.
Show off your best skin with